something? Did you replace me? I feel replaceable.
Hey, look, I just like flexing, okay? I just like flexing.
I feel like a piece inside of Kalaris' new car, you know? I feel like it can just get changed if you have enough money, you know? So I don't know how to feel about that one. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are in our day 3 here for the World Invitational East, and we're going to be on our very first game. As Jason called it earlier, El Clasico of Erangel is going to be on the board this time around. With the playing path is actually not that great, not that bad. We saw worse, we saw better, but really, I think that we had already so many bad playing paths for a lot of these teams that anything that's remotely okay, we're going to be fine with.
We'll take it once it's not like squiggly or, you know, it's a dub. It's a dub. Of course, it's going to allow I8 to drop down in military base. Fnatic Zombie's going to go to Novo. Reject around that split Ferry Pier area. Myth are going to most likely head to Primorse. This is pretty standard stuff, to be fair. However, is that a DS dropping in Zarki?
Yeah, they did it already. We see Na'Vi get the win. Yes. As we do see ourselves, A1 going for the breach. You wanted the Imperium, and they shall do what you expected. Going for the full-on push onto Valdez, though. Everyone's going to be starting from down below, right through the staircase. Some utility trading now, back and forth. A1, they're struggling to go really hard on this fight. But the nades from a distance, Concept and Gui still having an insane impact on this fight itself. 6ix9ine going to be overwhelmed completely. Only Dante, Darth Dante, is available in this fight for A1 Esports. And will it be enough to upset the team of Valdez? Has been shredding it the entirety of this event. Dante not spotted out just yet. He's going to be jumping on out. He gets himself almost a knock. Does get it done onto Concept, but Valdez are heavily hurt after this fight.
As I said in the first game, top 3 turns of points secured in this map. 13.5 per game so far. Valdez are in second, and DRS, the Nepal team that I really want to see step up today across all 5 games, are the highest scoring team in Samok. So let's see if they can repeat it. But one also interesting fact about that last game, which I really have to bring up, Navi's 32-point win was the first game that we've had over 30 points and the highest scoring individual game so far in the PMWI.
Big pointers. I mean, that's what Blank said right the other day. Is Navi's or they get 0 or they get 35 points, right? He hit the nail on the head on that one. Yep. Except when you said that you called the rotation win. That was me, Blank. I said they were going to do the rotation.
Was it you? You sure?
It was me. Yes, it was me. Don't steal my things away, okay? We're not going to do a Kalaris 2.0. When he steals my prediction, able to get behind you and slap you right through the face, then that's fine. They just need to be aware that that is something that could happen, and you must be fully prepared for it.
Have you ever been slapped in the face?
I would say so, yeah. Who hasn't, right?
True.
I get slapped through the across the face by bots every day, you know, in PUBG, so that's fine. Though 6ix9ine might just get slapped a little bit here by DS Gaming. And jump on over. They spotted him out. He's going to try and get up. Unfortunately, starts praying a little bit too late. Now A1 going to try and fight back, but 6ix9ine is just impossible to get him back. He is going to be lost to the tides. As that's going to be the first kill going over to the side of DS Gaming. They're going to be able to start it off really well. Satan going to be knocked down too, but while in the position they currently are, A1 is clearly not going to push it, so they can go for the res and or go for the push or just leave.
I respect that from DS Gaming because it's a fantastic hill to control, and they recognize that by going up there as a full squad. Whereas A1's split is quite weird and a bit disconnected. By having 2 in the compound down below and then 1 on 1 sniper tower and then 1 up on the hill, you're asking for trouble. You're asking to be picked off, and that's exactly what happened to them. So I'd like to see a bit better, you know, uniform setting up from A1 in these fights throughout the game. Reject are getting punished as they cross the Western Bridge, by the way. And DRS still hold on to the far eastern coastal line, recognizing once again that a team could still, if they wanted to, take a botation and head on up to the coastline on the east side of the map. So
even the side of I8 are going to be putting sticks in your wheels. Though, yes, Gaming from South Korea going to be going for the assault to the Bangladesh team of A1. They're down to 3. 6ix9ine did get taken down relatively early. Dante, Jax, going to be able to hold on strong to the front line. Jax, unfortunately, not putting too much of a fight. Dante is going to be pinned down in this building. Sinister a little bit further away. So they're just giving 1v3s over to DS Gaming actually pretty easily. Dante just trying to close that gap a little bit more. He's going to be spotted away. A great nade actually coming through from Satan. And now Sinister trying to pick up the pieces he's hoping for at least, but we all know that this is not a fight you try and take, but you just can't leave anymore. You got a rope behind you, you're pinned down, there is no escape for Sinister.
Steamrolled, absolutely steamrolled by DS, and look, all 4 players going in.
Energy.
Leave no man behind, no mercy. So good from DS. Only 10 points, so you got Navi in 3rd right now, Reject in 9th. 10 points divide those two teams. So, you know, I would argue that nobody necessarily needs to pop off. Will it obviously massively benefit them in the standings? No. But outside of what we've seen, I'd love to see maybe a chicken dinner from DRS. I'd love to see a chicken dinner from Yala, to be fair. But I don't think any of these teams need to pop off. Even A1 and I8, they're 78 and 76 points respectively. They're not even that far away from the likes of Reject and Navi. It's very, very much possible. They just have to get the job done.
I agree. I think they need to start ramping things up a little bit. Though, to answer my own question, I'm
sure as A1, they're out for blood. They find BTR and the Kryptonite. 2-3 players up left, just use them down. So Cryptoblade and Johnny, hopefully going to be able to spot out A1.
They trying to stop down A1 currently. Valdis and NASA and Blacklist International, they're just wrapping around. And even same for Reject. They just want nothing to do. And understandably so. Who would want to get involved in a Yasna Poliana fight up north? Nobody, unfortunately, but teams that are committed there already will have to bite the bullet and deal with the repercussions of such a rotation and such a spot in the first place. Nade still change back and forth. The mollies. What a shot from Frankie, by the way. To Sinister. A1 thinking, how are we going to execute this one? Because this is some of the hardest rotations to pull in the entire...
Whether it's a nade, whether it's a gun, whether it's just a full squad bodying through these buildings.
On down the line. End of Valdis as they get eliminated in 9th now. 8 teams remain, and all hell has broken loose in Pyram, as you said earlier. All the teams are now struggling. Zeus was actually able to make it inside the compound itself.
Wow.
But everyone's getting on top of each another. There's also such verticality. You have to keep in mind that teams will try and just occupy. Ante gets naded up by Rabbis of Geek Xavier. Yeah, but we said it right. Those walls are just a double-edged sword. If teams know you're there, you're done. And that's exactly what happened to Dante. Darth Dante might get put back up on his 2 feet by 6ix9ine if he...
that nobody spots him. The 2 players from A1 snaking across the wall. The Xavier, they know that they're there.
And then, no, they see the smokes coming on the right side. They're trying to pre-fire. Dante is going to be instantly taking a really big beating.
Nice.
But 6ix9ine is still there to keep the hope alive for the Bangladesh team of A1. Another play comes on out, but that's going to be it for A1.
Should they be given? I still have hope for them, 110%. But I also want to touch upon a couple of positives that we've seen today. And I think DRS are a team that deserve a little bit more credit than they've been given up until now. Because in the first 3 games so far today, they've scored a total of 35 points. That's equaling their highest total day in the PMWI so far. So there's still 2 more games to go. The Nepal representatives have certainly stepped it up today, and I just really wanted to point that out. Maybe they've been outshined by the might of Navi, the strength of Zeus jumping up the second, and of course Valdis being Valdis, but I think DRS really deserve to be highlighted.
Yeah. We are checking our top player rankings currently. We don't see that graphic too often, so I think it's important to mention that we now have seen a player of Zeus in there. We're seeing Godless, which
True.
We haven't seen them too often. Dixie's going to be up there too with 5,082 damage and 25 kills total. But I've especially been impressed with Frankie. I think that...
I have to.
He has been the individual player that has surprised me the most in this event. One of the players that surprised me the most. I cannot wait to see where this guy's going to be, you know.
Players more by the southwestern side of the city, so they kind of have the anchor point.
Because what you would usually see is these teams drop in there, getting their loot, and because it's such a wide compound, they would instantly move. But because it's in a circle, they just remain in their quarters and don't move too much. Except for A1. They
usual, it's kind of one of the massive strengths of Geek Fam is their ability to rotate so nicely into these circles, much quicker than the likes of Navi. They went into El Pozo, they're sweeping down, and they're going to take that main road outside of Picado.
Yeah, it's a good spot to enter from. Literally have active in their own position, trying to reposition into the circle, which they were able to do, but now all the teams are going to be chasing right after them. It's a race for the finish. Fnatic Zombie is right on top. A1 know they're going to have to push out, and Fnatic Zombie is only one team walking out between these 2 teams. Who will it be? I have no idea, but A1 will not have the high ground advantage. And the smoke grid is going to slowly but surely get put together by Fnatic Zombies. Jax is going to be the first one to make the race, and he actually makes it to the other side. Makes it to the building. That one smoke is so valuable. And all of A1 makes it out. He's out in 7th. 6 teams now are still up and ready to go. But Geek Xavier, what? Till Navi and Valdis starting to get involved, and now they've got some company, but not really wanted company, I would say.
Nice.
Dante trying to get more information. Where are DS Gaming currently playing? You've got to push that one together, guys. Dante trying to push onto the side. And 6ix9ine going to be trying to take the control versus Missile. Gets spread in time and trying to move out of that fight. They all get clustered inside of this corridor. One more bullet connects, and now it's going to be DS Gaming down to 1 player. They push it down, and that is going to be 2 extra kills to the name of A1. Still another player onto the other side of the building. Do you have to clear out? That's going to be Sporter, one of the top players from South Korea. Oh, and I think that's especially what they need if you want to have a long and impact and to catch up a little bit towards the end of the gig. But here we go. Plane path is going to be high in the sky, and it's going to be from the more southern eastern edge towards the northwest. So, not that bad. It's not the best, of course. If you have teams like dropping Yasnaya or Severny, which there are quite a few, you will have to or go for a secondary drop or pick up a car and try and drive as far as possible.
Yeah, DRS going to Yasnaya will probably have to drop around the kind of shelter area, grab a couple of vehicles and head on up. Blacklist side to go to Severny. It's not going to be too hard for them. If they wanted to, but see, here's the thing. Yeah, if they wanted to now, but I don't think they know this, they could technically go towards the Zarki area and then grab a couple of vehicles and go to Severny. But the fear is that DS have gone to Zarki a couple of times, so they might be reluctant to not, to go so close to Zarki in case they get picked off by a team. So there is that level of unknownness about how they do fly out, trying to get as much awareness when you...
That will be the case unless you're already rotating late, which is the case for Fnatic Zombies. I mean, it's Fnatic Zombies. They always try to rotate as late as possible away from Sumnovka. But you said you weren't happy if they really dropped the Imperium. I think personally it's fine because Fnatic Zombies always rotate so late, and it is the bridge that makes the most sense to cross for Fnatic Zombies. So, hey, if you can have 4 kills that just come your way and you pick them up for free on a silver platter, I think that if that is at least a thought process they went for, I think that's great.
But look at Geek Fam, they just basically kind of pushed A1 out of that compound. Dante's the only one that's left in there. He chucks out a molly and nearly connects onto one of the Geek Fam players, but his position has been exposed. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world for Dante because the rest of the A1 team are actually on the hillside overlooking Geek Fam, so it could be a bit of a bait. However, the second they enter that building, there's really not much Dante can do other than maybe jump out, try and get to those containers down by the side, and let Sinister, Jax, and 6ix9ine do the rest of the work. Oh, no.
Oh, that molly was a lob of an L for Dante. That's exactly what I was going to say. That if you want to go onto the side, that's great because exactly now the rest of your team can have a hands-down experience on this fight. Perfect. Dante, go to the more southern wing of this building, and then your team can join up, or they can just breach it. That works too. They got themselves a knock. You got the man advantage. Full send it. That's what you love to see from A1. Taking a little bit slow. Geek Fam trying to extract himself away from that kind of overall ordeal, which is easier said than done. They're going to try and trade some utility back and forth to try and create even more breathing space for themselves, but
lovely play from A1.
Not easy to do. Dante, there he goes, got a little bit of a wraparound. Sinister on top of the roof on the balcony itself, so he's going to be having even more intel on where Geek Fam currently play from. Taking it to the warehouse. There you go, gets up, and that's one. Damrude actually, really good pressure from Damrude. That actually stopped the flush from coming out onto Sanes. He does take a bit more of a beating, down to 50%. He will get rezzed up, but now you got to think about it. A1, this is a 4v2. This is a fight you cannot afford to lose. Full send it. That nade looks big onto Sanis. Boom goes the dynamite and boom goes the nade. That's going to be another knock coming on through right after the res. Now Geek Fam is a 2v4. Beautiful. Can you take that fight for yourself? He gets completely jumped on, and there's only one player remaining. That's going to be Damrude. And we'll see if the damn good players are going to come out from him once again. As he is just going to try and get himself to his teammate. Going to confirm the kill. Get every single kill you still can while you still have the chance to do so. And now he's just going to get pushed up. And with the M24
split, I actually low-key agree with it, to be honest. Game of the day, they're rocking it up even more, looking to add to that even further. BTR having a fantastic game so far. That shift from the garage to the coastline and just swinging myths out of it. So good as we're into our final 5 teams.
A reject. I'm surprised by how consistent they've been when it comes to sneaking into the circle. So big heads up.
Yeah. Oh,
Lapis! They can make it. A nade from Lapis. That's a huge shebang. Jax also gets spotted away. That's the end for A1. They get picked off. Divine gets also sniped away from a distance.
From Thailand is from these other teams. See, it's going to be at 234 points. They still have about a 60-point lead at the moment, but Navia have made such big strides today, as you can see, moving up 8 rankings.
That's like, what, 58 points?